Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honors, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harachah Kodash. Double honors to my apostles, the elders of Great Millstone that rule well and still do. Salutations to the Akim on the highways and the hedges and the four corners, preaching this word with truth and sincerity in their faith. And shalom to all you sincere listeners. It's just I'm meditating in the spirit, watching a couple of the apostles and elders videos, a couple of Akim's videos, being edified. Like, Captain Karab, GMS Rebuke at the Gates, letters to the church, very edifying. GMS Classic Kings, very edifying. Adawan Chazad, very edifying, just to name a few. The apostles, elders, Elder Manat Zak, the Contends for Truth, very edifying. And I came, just to name a few, came across, also watched the Daily Edification with Apostle Gabar. And came across this news article, was reading a little bit of it, meditated on some precepts in the spirit. I was going to get those precepts, and then Lord's willing, this lesson to be edifying. It's just another testimonial to you Edomites coming down out of power, and the Lord is judging this wicked king queendom called Babylon. The title speaks for itself. Woman takes nightclub bouncer out in chokehold after mistaking him for groper. I'll continue with the lesson after this plane flies over. Yeah, like I was saying, right? This is the day and time that we're in. We're in the beautiful times right now. The time we're in. Like Apostle Sahar said, this is 2018. We're going into 2019. But before we go into 2019, this is the year of prophecy, like Apostle Tahar said. And these prophecies are coming to pass and not lying. And one of those prophecies is that you Edomites was going to get exposed, being the devils that the Bible speaks of. And not only that, you are going to start getting treated like how Israel gets treated, if you will. New York police have released footage of a terrible misunderstanding which saw a female clubber choke out a bouncer who she mistakenly believed had groped her bottom. Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, I read the article, and this is amusing, and also it just proves that the Lord is making good on his promise. CCTV footage of the violent incident was captured inside a Plattsburgh, New York nightclub on October 20th. It shows how clubber Kiera Lagrave was standing at the 518 club bar when she received a pat on her bottom by a female companion. However, Lagrave apparently thought a passing staff member had touched her, and she proceeded to choke the male bouncer unconscious. Well, as you can see, I'm not gonna lie, just for edification purposes. Show this video real quick. If I get flagged, to hell with it. I get to make another page. See? And as you can see, that looks, these are Edomites, you wicked as all high, holy hell, as they say in the world. And yeah, I'm gonna go get a couple precepts, make this quick to the point. Let me see this. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, and verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them which hate thee, which persecuted thee. And clearly you Edomites have persecuted Israel, if you will. Everybody knows that you persecuted Israel. When I say Israel, I'm talking about you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, the true children of the Most High. You know, so the Edomites, you have a lot of what's that called? Punishment and guilt and shame to look forward to. You know. Matter of fact, let me get another precept. Because as you can see, and contrary to popular belief, the Shedemites, they not going. They don't mind that you Edomite males is dying off, and rightfully so, because you know, from what we understand, that Edomites don't like to have sex with women no way. They like to have sex with animals and boys and men. Everything what God don't want you to do, you have sex with. But what God made for a man, you don't want. This is the book of Job, chapter 27. Start at verse 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with the Most High, and the heritage of oppressors which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. And as you can see, if his children are multiplied, they multiply for the sword. Because for the simple fact that you Edomites look the way you look, you know, in the Hebrew, Esau's name is Ishashua, which means wasted away is he. Why is he wasted away? Because he was born without no pigmentation. He came out red and hairy like the garments that they used to dye in the land. So just through that, you could tell that the Lord doesn't like you. And also, if you read the book of Malachi, the 1st chapter, you know, in Romans, the 9th chapter, the Lord reiterated that he hates Esau. He loves Jacob. Verse 15, this is the point. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. And you know, a widow is your wife. So as you can see, when you Edomites males are getting killed off, because you will get killed off, your widow is not going to weep. Shedemite Esau, she's not going to weep. Just like the brother you called in San Francisco said, if you've been paying attention to the current events of today and the current movement of the people and social constructs, so-called white women, Edomite women are dropping the Edomite men and getting with Jake men. You know that term, dropping a cuck and getting with a buck. You know? Plattsburgh Police Department have now charged LaGrave over the strangulation. Footage of the bizarre incident reveals that the 5'1" woman snapped her arms around the neck of the unidentified man before he collapses to the ground. To complete the perfect storm, the bouncer claims he did not initially resist because he thought the chokehold attack was perpetrated by a friend joking around. So yeah, as you can see, matter of fact, I think this is another version of it. Let me see if you can see that again. Oh yeah, alright, that one's too long. You can watch that one on your own. I'm gonna just get another couple precepts and then just close. You know, this is a beautiful thing, watching you Edomites struggle and get hit with the curses and the plagues of the Heavenly Father. You know, let me get this real quick. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry. Yeah, and clearly these prophecies is coming to pass. You know, the Edomites is coming down out of power, and while you're coming down out of power, your woman doesn't like you. You're getting hit with the plagues of poverty. You know, sickness. Always had sickness, because you are a disease yourself. You know, so this is a beautiful thing. Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. This is talking about Esau. Your soul that is lifted up is lifted up with pride. You know, you have pride. Why? Because nobody has touched you. And matter of fact, before I even get that, let me get this. Before I finish that, let me get this. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 4. The Lord had made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. Yeah, and then you do the process of extrapolation. You Edomites are clearly the seed of the wicked. There's this is the verse. This is verse 18. Skip down to 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. And real quick, you're gonna look up just for edification purposes that word haughty. And whoever, well, that's not the way you say it in Hebrew, but it means height, exaltation, grandeur, haughtiness. So basically, you exalt yourself. You exalt yourself up. The Lord doesn't like that. You see, pride and haughty is the same. You know. And matter of fact, I'm gonna get this in the Apocrypha. I'm gonna close. Because contrary to popular belief, we love to see a true man of the Lord, true Israelite, loves to see when Edomites go down. Why? Because y'all are enemies to the death, and that'll be a beautiful day when you get erased off this earth. This is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And we got to definitely say, Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash, for the simple fact that the Lord chose our generation to see the downfall of you wicked, demonic parasites called Edomites. And it's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I'm going to just close with that. Lord's willing, he was edified. I'd like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Ha Rakak Fadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone. And shalom to the elect. And death to America. And death to you wicked ass Edomites. You're going into slavery. And not only that, you're going to build up our kingdom, and then you're going to get exterminated.